Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back again by the grace of God. And have you ever wondered where your money has been going, irrespective of the amount that you are paid by the end of every month, regardless of the fact that it is a large amount or a small amount? Have you ever wondered why you are always broke and not having enough money? This was the dilemma of a young man who asked me this same question. According to his story, he earns quite a sizable amount of money for as weekly allowance, but he does not seem to know where the money goes. So he asked me that question. If you are in the same dilemma, kindly watch this video to the end, and I know that you will find it very, very helpful. So, for us to know where our money is going, we first need to track our expenses. And by tracking our expenses, what we can do is to get a notebook. You can get a small notebook like this one with you wherever you go, in your bag, in your pocket, wherever you find yourself, and then a pen. These are the tools you would be using for now as a beginner. We are now trying to, in our wealth creation, we are now trying to create wealth. So we need to first of all find out where our money is going. So what we would do is that for every purchase, say starting from today, you write down today's date in the notebook. Every purchase you make, you write the amount you spent on that particular purchase till the day ends. You do that for the next day, that for the next days. So let's say you track your expenses for 1 week. When I talk about expenses, you have money coming into your pocket. Let's say, for instance, your salary or income, your salary income is coming to your pocket. Whatever goes out, whatever you need to spend money outside is an expense. If you need to remove money from your source of income at the end of the month to pay for something, that particular thing is an expense or an expenditure. So we want to track all that. So you do that for, say, a week. At the end of the week, you sit down and then you find out where did this amount of money go, where did this X amount of money go, Y amount of money go. So you categorize the expenses into needs and wants. When we talk about needs, needs are expenses that you cannot do without, you cannot live without. For instance, you cannot live without food, water, probably transport to work. You need to get to work, so you need to probably use public transportation, or if you have a car, you need to fuel it, you need to use airtime, internet, and all that. So those are your needs. Your wants could be that, oh, you need to go out to eat, need to have lunch, probably need to travel, take a vacation. So we need to differentiate between needs and wants. So when we categorize our expenses for the week in terms of needs and wants, we calculate and then we realize, oh, we spent an amount of money, X amount of money on our basic needs, our essentials, and then we spent Y amount of money. So in total, you know the amount of money you have spent on needs and wants. So with this kind of information, we are able to know where to cut our expenses. Probably we are overspending on our wants instead of on our needs. Do you understand? So we need to sit down, look at the math, and find out where we are overspending and probably cut down on our wants if it's more than our needs, or even if it's our needs, where we can cut down. Because mind you, we are trying to create wealth here. So in the next section in this video, we will be talking about budgeting. So with this knowledge and coming from the mindset of creating wealth, we need to add savings to our budget. So with this knowledge of knowing in a week I spend this amount of food, this amount on transport, this amount on electricity, rent, and all that. Then when you get your source of income or salary for the month, for a week, you have an idea of the total amount of money you can afford to spend on your needs and your wants. So with this kind of information, you are able to draw up a budget. So for beginners like us, they normally recommend 50% to our needs, 30% to our wants, and 20% to savings. We are trying to create wealth here, so we need to add savings to our budget. So that's why, first of all, I said if we start tracking our expenses, it gives us a fair idea as to where our monies are going. Then we can cut back. And then if we are able to cut back on certain expenses like probably our wants, we can cut down that expense and then we can put it away as savings. So budgeting is good. It's good for everybody. Some people say budgeting is only for the poor people. No, even the rich budget their monies. And so we need to track our expenses first of all, have an idea where our monies are going. Then with budgeting, with that information and knowledge, we can budget our monies. When we talk about budgeting, we are telling our monies where to go instead of our monies going where they want. But at the end of the day, we do not wonder where our monies have gone to, or we do not even fall into debt. But if you budget every specific expense you need for, let's say, a week, you need this amount of money for your expense, for food, for transport, for electricity, for water, whatever be expense that are your needs, that is personal and important and vital to you. Those are the ones you are going to be budgeting for and spending money on. And then also, when we are talking about savings, when you get your money at the end of the month, you need to save first. Let's say with the rule of 50% to our needs, 30% to our wants, and then 20% to savings. Using that example as a general rule, if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, whatever works for you. That's why we call it personal finance. It is personal. It is called personal finance for a reason. It is personal to you, the particular individual. That rule might work for me, it might not work for you. Whatever works for you, but as a general rule, we are using that as a standard to be able to explain what we are saying. So taking 20% of my salary, let's say if I earn $1,000 or 1,000 cedis, 1,000 naira, 1,000 euros, wherever be the currency you earn, taking 20% aside, that would be 200. Taking 200 aside first, and then managing to spend around the 80% left on your needs and wants. That way, we are safeguarding and ensuring that we save. And people say their monies are not enough, but we are trying to inculcate or learn the habits of saving. It's not about how huge the amount of money that you have. If you don't learn how to manage money, even if it's small, you would not know how to do so when it's large. Even the Bible says, if you are faithful with a little, you will be faithful with much. So you need to learn how to manage just the 200, for example, that we are talking about. So first of all, when you get your salary, that's the first thing you need to, apart from the tithe if you're a Christian, that's the first thing you need to take out. You need to take out that 200 to be able to set it aside for your wealth creation journey. If you do not do that and you try and allocate money to the other expenses, your needs and your wants, before you say, oh, whatever is left, I'm going to save. Most of the times we end up not saving. But if you discipline yourself enough to save first and then spend the rest that you left, you realize that you are able to save what you are able to secure your wealth creation journey. So save first, because we work so hard each and every year in year out, but we do not finance or secure our wealth creation journey. So it is very, very important that we save first. Saving first means you are paying yourself first before you pay the electricity man or the food grocery person or the water person. If you pay yourself first, you are able to secure your wealth creation journey. So if you found this information very insightful, kindly like, kindly subscribe, share with your families and friends, and then watch out for my next videos. Thank you and God bless you. Let's get interactive in the comment section as well. See you in the next video. Bye.